Hey guys, Gabe with the Minnesota Airsoft Association with some quick initial impressions and some context about why I purchased the new MP7A1 Gen 3 sold by Umarex Elite Force made by VFC. So I did not own this as an AEG before, meaning the VFC model. I have owned the Tokyo Marui, which for those that don't know is smaller than it's smaller than real life size, and I love this gun. I actually used this as an AEP for a long time, and then I got the battery update, which I am sure at some point was going to blow this gun up, but I really liked the MP7, so I was willing to take the risk. And then what actually happened was I saw a video from a friend of mine from Yacht Club Media. Shout out to my friend at Yacht Club Media, who actually had purchased the Bullcraft Industries MP7. Now, what this is a VFC shell with an HPA engine and some custom made parts, including 3D made parts. So when I say I have no experience with the VFC MP7, what I mean is the VFC MP7 AEG. So I'll put this aside for a second so I can tell you the first two generations of this were not a success. Mixed success, but mostly on the negative side. A lot of people had these guns the first two generations and they blew up pretty quickly. They were upset. If you look at reviews online or just comments online of this particular series of guns, people are very much like, I'll never be betrayed by VFC again's MP7. So there was a lot of people who are unwilling to even give this one a chance. Again, I have no history with that, so no harm, no foul from my point of view. I'm going to try it out. Because I own the Bullcraft Industries version, HPA version in the same VFC body, I already have some things that don't come with this model. If you've seen my unboxing video, it's the gun, a mag, and a manual. Not much to it. Aesthetically, cosmetically, a lot of people were really upset because this gun doesn't come with anything. It doesn't come with rails. It doesn't come with sights. It doesn't even come with a replacement flash hider in black. I have all those parts because I own the Bullcraft Industries MP7. So for me, not a concern. My other thing was, even before the Gen 3 was announced, and I didn't even know it was being announced, I wanted a backup for my HPA version. And I wanted it to be an AEG just because it's easier at some point and cheaper relative, for a matter of fact. So I wanted one of these anyway. So when I heard, which was only just a couple weeks ago, actually I heard last week that this was coming out, but it was only released a couple weeks ago, I bought it immediately. So I'm going to run this through the paces. And I'm going to be using it this coming weekend at Escape from Tarkov at Action Sports Wisconsin. So some context about that. That was context on like why I bought it. I'm not afraid of it blowing up. If it blows up, I'll just buy another HPA engine from Bullcraft Industries because you can get those. It's just hard to get the frames. Now, will it just drop in? I'm not sure, but Bullcraft Industries, I'm sure, will work that out. I want a backup. This is my backup. I don't think it's going to be a primary. I have lots of external parts. I have, the traditional MP7 suppressor. I already have a threaded barrel adapter. I already have several sets of sights that came with both the Marui and other things. I already have 3D printed rail mounts, both in Picatinny and M-LOK. That's not a concern for me, the cosmetic parts. What is a concern more so for me? So these are just things that people were complaining about, like on top of everything else, you don't get extra stuff. It's just a very simple gun. What was wrong with these guns originally? There were a couple things. The primary issue was the tappet plate, from what I understand. Again, I've just been reading reviews and seeing reviews where people, again, are very ticked off about it. The tappet plate in this gun was not suitable, and it broke, and you couldn't get replacements. So then basically you had a pointless gun. So evidently the tappet plate in this unit is reinforced. We'll see. The nozzle and how it worked with the hop up and barrel was an issue. So people had inconsistent shooting. We'll see how that works. Those were really the big issues with the gun. in the previous generations. They just weren't reliable. So we'll see. Other things with this new version that people are disappointed on is like this gun is some kind of modified V2 shell, but the motor for it, which is back here, it's just a simple motor. I don't even know what kind it is, but what people are saying is it's 2026. Why isn't there a brushless motor in this gun? If I'm being completely honest, I'm not an AEG guy, so brushless doesn't mean much to me, but it really ticked off a lot of people. Another thing that's interesting is this gun, for those that don't know, this is where the battery goes. And I'm doing this just because I do find this a little weird. It's still plugged, it's still a Tamiya plug, not a Dean's plug. So that's a little old fashioned. It's not like guns don't come with these still, but honestly, the last 5, 6 AEGs I bought were all Deans. So this is weird. What this also means, if you don't have a battery that still has Deans, which a lot of them don't, it means you have to use an adapter. I have adapters. I've already tried a battery in here with an adapter. It fits. It's a little tight, but okay, I can make it work. That just seems a little weird. Other than that, like I said, the real crux or the real issue with this was how it was operational before, lack of operational with that tapper plate and that nozzle, and feeding issues, so, or more shooting issues. If you have anything that you didn't like about the previous gun and you want to know about this gun, something you want me to test, let me know. I'm more than happy to try it out. But I'm not going to lie, I'm excited. And I'm mostly excited because, and this is a first world problem, I have nothing to lose here. If this gun blows up the first time I use it, I have an option. I've also reached out to Elite Force. I'll just say it. And I said, hey, your new Gen 3 MP7 came out. If you have similar problems, are you going to be, making replacement parts available? Kind of cagey. They were just like, if there's a need, we will. Okay, like that's not super helpful for anybody previously because they didn't make replacement parts for these. So, but again, if this blows up, I'll just HPA it and then I'll have 2 HPA MC7s, which is ridiculous. I'll grant you that, but I'm in that place in my life where, okay, that's just another couple $100. So I'm still looking forward to it. I'm going to be testing this out. I'm going to be using this. Even though I have my HPA version, I'm going to be running this just to see how it is. I'm going to chrono it. Again, I haven't done any of this yet. I unboxed it yesterday, and I'm playing a game this weekend where this is gonna be the primary, and we'll just see what it's like. Because frankly, I feel like that's the thing that we haven't heard of. Amped Airsoft did a review, and I don't remember the name of the person who did the review, but he was a previous MP7 owner. He knew the problems. He was very political and how, as he should be, with the enhancements and how it was going to go. But it was just like this is what's new about this unit. I'm actually going to shoot this. I'm actually going to video it, and I'll share it with all of you. So if you're interested in the new Umarex Elite Force MP7A1 Gen 3 from VFC, come back. Look for our future videos. And again, if you have questions or comments or things you want me to investigate, let me know. This is Gabe from Minnesota Airsoft Association. New MP7. Let's see how it goes.